Hey, it's Todd here, the author of Fill the Gap. Now, you're probably wondering who I am and why I wrote the book. Well, let me give you a little bit of background. So I've been in leadership roles since I was in my late teens, and I ran a number of my own companies and had employees in each one. And about 15 years ago, I stopped running my own construction company. And at that point, I started coaching leaders. I developed a leadership program for men and women who were in management, supervisory roles, or foreman roles. And what I started to realize about 7 or 8 years ago is that there was incredible frustration among this group of people that I was coaching with the youngest generation in the workforce, Gen Zs. And I asked, what's the problem? And what I realized is there was a gap between what these supervisors and managers needed when they hired someone and what Gen Z was actually bringing into the workforce when it came to the skills and tools at their disposal and also their attitudes. And so that's primarily where the first draft of Fill the Gap came from. But I'm also a dad to 3 Gen Zs of my own. They're all in the workforce. They're all 20 and up. And I watched them and I watched some of their close friends, and all of them were doing very well in the workplace. They were doing well in their career. So I started to question, what's different about these young adults? And so that's where the actual book, Fill the Gap, came from. The rough draft came from my experience in the workplace as a leader. The completed draft came from my role as a dad. I wrote it so that it's a quick read, it's an entertaining read, real life examples from real people their age, and real practical tools that will make a real difference in the workforce for your teens and young adults. So that's why I wrote it, and that's a little bit about who I am.